Hello, and welcome to another edition of Sun Dragon Tips and Tricks. I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in downtown Brevard, North Carolina. And it's Monday, so I'm coming to you from my house. And I realized I haven't done one of the life lessons from knit and crochet in a while. So I was thinking about it. I've done a lot of the highlights that I wanted to hit, but I thought this week I would talk about unicorn yarn. So you may be saying, what is unicorn yarn? This is a phenomenon we've been running into at the shop lately. Haven't had my morning coffee, you know. So, unicorn yarn. This is our catchphrase at the shop for when someone comes in and they're looking for something very, very specific. They're looking for, if they want to make a baby thing, it has to be super soft and machine washable and not pill and not be too expensive. And inside I go, oh yeah. And then on top of that, it might need to be the perfect shade of powder blue. Or it might need to be just the right shade of orange, not Clemson orange, Auburn orange, or go to something else, or like college colors also make it very difficult because that is putting the expectation on something, on us as a shop, that we have something that will hit all of those buttons. And yes, we have a lot of yarn in the shop. We have tons, but we don't have everything. I also talk about this as having a magic box that I could pull everything out of. I wish we were a TARDIS shop where it's bigger on the inside and we had everything everybody was asking for. The reason I bring this up in terms of life lessons from knit and crochet is sometimes we're not going to be able to provide everything someone is asking for. The exact fiber content and especially the exact color that they have envisioned in their heads when they are walking into our shop wanting to make something. I think this could be applied to many things in life. The expectation you have in your head is not necessarily what you are going to meet when you go out into the world and encounter reality. So what do? We as a shop, yeah, and again, I cringe and crumble inside a little bit because I know we're probably not going to have exactly what that person wants when they walk into our shop. But we rise to the occasion. We try to give them every adjacent offering that we can. We try to see if something else will make them happy, will fit the bill. And sometimes yes, and sometimes no. What can we personally take from this? I mean, there's the one, go into a shop, look for something, and it's not there. What can you as a customer, what can you on the other side of that? Because we could talk at length about what we as a shop try to do for that person. But what if you are that person? What can you, if you are the customer in this situation, what can you do? What are your options? I feel like the larger lesson from this could be seeking perfection. I can relate to that. Wanting everything to go just perfectly. And by the way, you might hear some overlap from some other life lesson videos that we filmed, but seeking perfection, wanting that very specific thing. And if it's not that, everything is lost. Everything is crushed. Dreams, aspirations, nope, I'm done. That is one way to react. That is one way to say, well, my dream is crushed now. It's gone. I can't make that exact sweater that I wanted to. And you give up. Another tack you can take is, what else can I do? What is just powder blue adjacent? What is royal purple on the side? What is a green? It may not be Kelly green, but maybe we can do a juniper green. Can we be happy with that? That's a personal decision, to be quite honest. But could trying something that maybe it's a little more expensive, it's a little less expensive, it doesn't feel quite as nice as what you were hoping to get, Can we try something else? I did a lot of studies of different religions in the world before I jumped ship to start a yarn shop, believe it or not, and it influences me every day. And intertwined in the teachings of Buddhism is the idea that all things are impermanent. Kind of deals with the ideas of permanence, impermanence, and in many ways, perfection. And I learned it from Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Vietnamese monk. Didn't meet him, read his books, that you may think that you would suffer because of this, because the reality that things are not permanent and things change and we don't always get what we want. But no, he said we suffer because we think things should be permanent. We think that perfection of an idea should be out there. And when we don't achieve it or we don't find it, that's when we suffer. And so it's letting go. It is letting go of the ideas of perfection. It is saying, you know what, it's okay if I don't find exactly what I'm looking for. Now, I hear some people out there saying, so you're telling me you want me to settle? Not necessarily. That's not what we're talking about. It's not settling for the best you can find. Because if it's not really going to bring you joy, you shouldn't settle. But it is seeking happiness with what you have. It is accepting that this may not be the pinnacle of what you wanted, but it's okay to be where you are, or it's okay to pick from the options that you have. You might find it's a whole lot better than you thought. Rather than settling, it could be, oh my gosh, this is the thing I didn't know I needed all along. And to take it back to our shop, it could be you were looking for cashmere and you found Blueface Leicester wool and you had no idea it was going to be so ridiculously soft and you were actually going to absolutely love it. I think part of what comes out of the idea of unicorn yarn and knowing that it may not exist is in searching for the unicorn yarn, you were overlooking the really soft, wonderful thing right in front of you that you didn't know you needed or you didn't know could make you happy. So I take from that, assess what your options are, what is available to you, and making the best out of what you have. That's not to say that sometimes searching for that unicorn yarn is exactly what you need as well. But it's knowing how to handle the fallout if you don't find it. So there's a lot going on in here, or a lot that kind of rumbles around in my head when I think about these topics. From a shop owner's point of view, I sometimes have a little self-judgment I put on myself of we can't provide everything for everybody and we should be able to. Should is a shame word. I always come back to that. We do the best we can. There's a lot of lessons in this. We do the best we can. Have high goals and ambitions and strive for them. But know it's okay if that isn't met. It's okay. Life can still be good if Mount Everest isn't scaled. Sometimes a hike through your own backyard or the mountains that are around you can be just as exhilarating. Well, if someone wants to pick apart my metaphor, doing a 4,000 footer may not be quite as exhilarating as scaling Mount Everest, but you can definitely find some enjoyment and happiness in that and some beauty in the world around you. So while you are searching for new goals and new heights and new aspirations, take note of the accomplishments along the way and take note of, don't overlook or dismiss the things that you've accomplished as you're striving for the unicorn yarn, as you're striving to find that thing that may or may not be fully achievable in the end. It's almost one of those take time to smell the roses. You could find something absolutely amazing sitting right next to you. It could be that color that you've never considered ends up being the most gorgeous thing you have ever made. Take a chance. Explore your options and know that something that is just adjacent or is not the perfect vision you have in your head can still be something absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Sometimes that's because of its imperfections. And sometimes that's because you just didn't even know it was there until you took the time to appreciate it. I'm trying to find a way to find a little nest egg that's the perfect culmination of all of these things. And I really come back to that. We suffer not because things are impermanent, but because we think they should be permanent. If we're able to let go and appreciate what's around us and see if some of that will be soul fulfilling, you may be surprised with what level of happiness you can find. That's all for today. I am still working on some decreased videos. I'm still taking input from all of you as to what you would like to see on this channel. And as I always say, I will make a video off of suggestions if it's something I think I can communicate well and do justice to. If it's something that I need to learn a little bit more about, because believe me, I'm still learning too. There's still a lot going on. I have my version of things that I communicate, and you're going to find all kinds of different versions out there. But I take everything under advisement. I really focus on the things that I know I can help with. And the things that I hear you saying you want help with, I will either try to respond in the comments or I'll look into making a video in the future once I get a little more knowledge and a little bit more chewing on how to convey it to you all. I'm also playing around with, I've hit the level on my channel where I can offer memberships. And I'm dabbling with that idea. That's different than subscriptions. That would be, I'll probably put out a sole video just about this, where if you wanted to sign up for a monthly fee, we could have different levels of extras. I am never going to take my videos and make them pay only. They will always be free access. All these things I'm communicating to you, I want everyone to have access to them. But would you be interested if we had a monthly thing where you could get maybe access to my whiteboards that I communicate on? I could send pictures to people, different ways to have badges or ways to communicate when you comment on my videos. Let me know if you'd be interested in those. Behind the scenes or small things I could do, maybe access to classes, online classes in the future. Let me know your thoughts on that, and we'll see. We might start to activate that. I'm on the fence about it still. I want the majority, everything you've been seeing so far on my channel will continue as promised, free of charge. So on that note, a little bit of business here at the end. Please subscribe because that doesn't cost anything. Please like this video if you're interested in its content. Write in the comments what other kinds of things you'd like to see. And as always, may your crafting be filled with joy and confidence. Consider checking out our other YouTube channel where you can see Liz and I talking about all the projects we're working on. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Hi, you coming up on my lap now that we're done filming? Are we gonna, oh, we're gonna be cozy today, huh? Just for a few minutes, probably. Yes. Yeah.